What I want to discuss today is the province of Idlib. It's been constantly in the news for the last 2 or 3 months, and that's for good reason, because what happens in this province is not just important for the Syrian conflict, but way beyond this particular area. So where is this province? The province is in the northwest of Syria, and it's bordered on the north by Turkey and Turkish-controlled areas, and the south by the regime in Damascus with its military support from Iran and Russia. So that's where the province is. This province is important because it's the last stronghold of the Syrian opposition in Syria. And there are 3 million people stuck in this province who have little access to food, water, and security. They're being bombarded by the regime, they're being controlled locally by what's left of the opposition, and they're dominated by HTS, which basically is Al-Qaida. So we have jihadis that are in control of the province, and this of course is an unfortunate situation. So what happens is that this province is a pressure point. The regime wants to get the territory and to get rid of the jihadis, and the Turks don't want the jihadis and the refugees to come to Turkey. So that's why the regime is putting pressure on this area and why the Turks want to stop this. So what has happened is, in the last year or so, there's been a gentleman's agreement around this area between, on the one hand, the Turks, and on the other hand, the Russians and the Damascus regime. And this gentleman's agreement is as follows. It says, we, as the regime, as the Russians, will not attack this province or not put too much pressure on this. In exchange, you, the Turks, have to control this province, and you have to fight and attack the jihadis, the opposition in this area, to make it calm, to pacify, or to rid it of its jihadi elements. But this makes Idlib a pressure point between, on the one hand, the Turks, who don't want this province to fall, because if the province falls, refugees will come to Turkey, including 20,000 plus jihadis. The regime, on the other hand, wants to put pressure on this area and wants to take the territory and defeat the opposition. So that's why the population is stuck in between. So what should we do? What is the solution? Well, the question is, if the province of Idlib falls, where do 3 million people go? Well, the answer is they'll come to Europe. And among these 3 million, there'll be 20,000 plus jihadis. So realistically, we don't have a choice but to support the Turks, to sit with them at the negotiating table, to create 3 things. First, ceasefire, then to send more humanitarian aid, and 3, to help rebuild the province. That, I think, is the way to go.